just thought about getting the hat off. So there's meanings behind my album covers. And here's the thing, next year I am going to be writing about my pathway to success by the time I would have got there. But I'm going to do all the writing at that time. Not a year beforehand, or, you know, because of giving up the knowledge and of experiences. Well, I'll still be writing about what I have been through by then, you know. I'll be writing at the time. So, the pathway to healing, part 1, right? I really should be going pathway to freedom, part 1, but the pathway to healing, part 1. The reason why it's summertime is because the freedom of being myself without being punished, because I was always being myself to as much as I could, but I would always be punished. Yeah, at least half the time I was being punished by my parents for being myself. Punishment doesn't necessarily mean like take things away or physical, whatever, but just like pressured and all this type of thing. And I didn't give in, but still, it's like, you know, you want to be able to relax at home, you know. And I was able to relax when I was in the room by myself. Or if we were in the same room watching a rugby game or something. Apart from that, it was like, you know, I spent most of my time in my room when I was at home. So, that's when I was at home. So yeah, this the whole sun rays and sunlight, the beginning of the day, right? Pathway to healing, part 1 of 2. And then there's the, I was like, yeah, freedom, right? You know, like I was being myself to as much as I could, and then, you know, when I was around people, but I was fully myself when I was either at my closest friends' houses or I was in my room by myself. Or if I was out at a restaurant or something with my closest friends. Other times it was like I had to have situational awareness and adapt accordingly. But where I live, I don't have to adapt because it's a 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, there's 18 units, sorry. But still, the thing is you have your own unit, so within that unit, you know, so long as you're not like blaring music so that your neighbours, you know, you know, so your neighbours can't go to sleep or whatever, you know, so long as you're considerate, you know, apart from that, you just do what you want to do. So I'm 100% fully myself at home. I'm 100% fully myself when I'm with my woman. I'm 100% fully myself when I'm with my closest friends. And I do my very best to be myself when I'm out and about. But I also have situational awareness. But at the same time, I do my very best to be as much as myself as possible. And, you know, most people don't realise when they're not being themselves, or when they've been influenced by the crowd and they don't know who they are, so they've forgotten who they are, and they think that this public image that they have is themselves. I never ever believed that. And I think that's a big difference between neurotypicals and neurodiverse people, where are fully aware of these things. That's my opinion. I think some neurotypicals are aware of it, but they just don't want to face it. Yes. Pathway to healing, yes, because oh, don't bring that up, don't talk about that. Well, if I brought it up, you know, obviously I'm not going to judge you for your answer. You know, you can tell me the honest, authentic truth, and I'll respect that. That's why I brought it up. Because I was just wondering, whatever that thing was. Pathway to Healing, part 2 of 2 is like, well, because by the end of the second album, because you can go and be healing for the rest of your life, but you got a life to carry on with. And I was carrying on with my life whilst I was doing it anyway. I was going for walks. I was, depending on what job I had at the time, it was either martial arts or gym. And I was working. And my main focus was not on money at all. It was on just paying the bills, working, and healing. Freedom, freedom. So the Pathway to Freedom Part 1 of 2. See, I already know what the Pathway to Freedom Part 2 of 2 is. Because the Pathway to Healing Part 2 of 2, at the end of it was like, right, that's the end of that focus of healing and personal development. You can heal and you can be personal developing for the rest of your life, but what is the point if you're not increasing your income, you're not, developing a good, strong relationship with a woman, because that's all personal development too, but people put personal development into this box where, oh no, we're not focusing on building income so we can get to 6 figures and then learn how to maintain that so it's stability forever, and then have a look at other ventures on how we can invest things to make even more money. Oh no, we're not focused on those things. We're focused on, sorry, I thought my phone was going, but it wasn't. Work phone. No, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on personal development. Well, that is personal development. It's a part of it. No, we're not worried about dating and getting with women and, dating a woman and developing a good, strong relationship. No, we're talking about personal development. Take personal development out of the box. Anyway, I was focusing on my own personal healing for those 2 albums. Like, that was the main focus. It's always been like the second or the third most important thing ever since I was like a teenager, but like this was the first time when it was like number 1. So the meaning behind the Pathway to Healing Part 2 of 2 cover is like, it's nighttime, like, we're getting to the end of doing this work. It's always going to be working on it, but it's getting to the end where this will no longer be the focus, and the primordial energies, nature, what's natural, what is, the natural way of being, healed and healthy. Pathway to Freedom Part 1 of 2 has got the album picture because it's sort of debunking some myths. Like, it's the start of a new day, yay, we're onto the freedom, we've got a nice relaxing view because we don't have to worry about dealing with all the trauma that I had dealt with right throughout ever since I was a teen, and now had put it at the number 1 forefront whilst I wrote those 2 albums and then produced it and published that 2 albums. And now we got a nice view, like, just, and it's the new day, sun's up, and you got a park bench. Reference to Forrest Gump. But Forrest Gump's not sitting on it, because he's a fictional character based upon people that actually exist. You know what I mean? Mama always told me that Daddy said I had to get my shit together. No, this is my one. Because Daddy said I had to get my shit together because I was wrong because I disagreed with him. And that he's right about everything. I tend to disagree. No, anyway. No one's sitting on it because it's a reference to all people with autism. And with all the stuff in the album, you can see that Forrest is not as dumb as he think he is. We're not as dumb as people say we are. And he would have thought he was dumb in those times. But nowadays we have a lot more knowledge. And, yeah.